everybody, my name is Danielle Nicole and welcome to Monetary Makeup. I'm super excited for today's video because I was at my local grocery store, Meijer, and I came across these new Essence eyeshadow palettes. They're mini palettes. I believe I paid about $5 for them. They had about 6 different ones, but the one I chose is called Taupe Up. And I know Essence has some great affordable makeup, so I'm really excited to try this out. And while we review this palette, our topic of the day is going to be, is the Secure Act affecting your retirement? So if you're excited to get started, don't forget to hit the like button and let's get started. Okay guys, so I've got you zoomed in, and just so you know, we'll be doing a wear test today for about 9 hours, and I'll also be doing swatches outside. I know the lighting in here isn't the best, but we just don't have a ton of sunlight in Michigan right now. If you can bear with me, I do plan on upgrading my lighting system soon, but for now, let's get started with this Essence Taupe Up palette. So the shades that are in here are a little bit confusing how they have them on the back, so I'm just going to refer to them as shades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this third shade right here is kind of like a light pink, cool tone matte color. So that's what I'm going to put on my eyes right now. And the only thing I have on my eyes already is the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. If you guys have not tried this eye primer and you have oily eyelids, I definitely recommend. It literally controls my oils on my lids like nothing I've ever tried, and it's only $5. So just a quick note about the eye primer. So I'm going to be using my Colourpop Stone Cold Fox brush set. I want to say this set was about $30, and it was one of the best brush sets I've ever purchased myself, as far as affordable brush sets that is. So the first brush we're going to go in with is the Colourpop E22 brush, which looks like this. It's just a nice fluffy, good blending brush. So let's dip into shade number 3. There's a little bit of kickback, but not too much. I don't know if you guys can see that. You know what's interesting about kickback? Wayne Goss, who's a professional MUA, I'm sure you guys know who he is, he mentioned something about kickback and pigmentation, that the harder colors are pressed, meaning less kickback, the less pigmentation there is. So more kickback means more pigmentation, and the tighter it's packed, the less pigmentation it is. So that's what he said. So if that's true, then these should be pretty pigmented. So I'm just going to go in with a light hand and get that first light pink shade on. Okay, so the first thing I do want to mention is this palette definitely smells like vanilla. So for those who are sensitive, I can definitely smell it. It's not overpowering. And I have worn this palette before, so the scent does go away. But just wanted to mention that before I forget. Okay, so let's dip into that same light pink shade and do the other eye. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, the smell is so good. It just smells like warm vanilla, and I really like it. Okay, so I got the first light pink shade on, and that was very easy to blend. Not too pigmented, but pigmented enough, so that blended out very quick and easy. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm all about quick, easy makeup, so I'm going to be using as many shades as I can, but I also want it to be realistic for my day. So the next shade I want to go in with is this gray shade right here, number 5. I think this is going to be a great transition shade, but let's find out. I'm going to be using my Colourpop E23 brush, which is another blending brush from the Stone Cold Fox collection. So let's dip into this gray shade right here. Anyone else find the clicking noise super satisfying? Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit to the outer V portion. I'm going back and forth and doing small circular motions to get some dimension to my outer V. Okay, once again, super quick and easy to blend out. So I'm going to go in with that gray shade on this side now. So let's dip back in, get a little bit more. Okay. That was very easy to blend out. Once again, looking great so far. Okay, so next I'd like to go in with some of the shimmer shades. I think the mattes blended out beautifully. So there is a pinky taupey shimmer shade right here, and then there's a silver shimmer shade. So I'm going to apply the pink shade to the inner portion of my eyelids and the silver shimmer shade to the outer corner. So I'm going to go in with this Colourpop E25 brush, which looks like this for the shimmers. Okay, so let's dip into the pinky taupe shade, number 4, as I'm calling it. And one of the tricks that I actually do, I don't have terribly hooded eyes, but for those that do, one of the tricks I do is I take my shimmers actually up above where my natural crease line is. And if you have time, cutting the crease can kind of help with that. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm actually taking it above my crease. It'll just help open up my eyes a little bit. Normally I'd use a packing brush, but I don't know, I just felt like having a more diffuse, natural look. Since I have a few appointments later today, I want everything to look natural and office friendly. Wow, these shimmers of course I used a dry brush. It is not dampened, and you can definitely see, or hopefully you guys can see that shimmer. And again, I'll show you in natural daylight too. So let's go in with shade number 4 and use the pink taupey shade on this eye now. The smell, you guys. It's not super strong or anything, but it just smells so good. I love it. I'm just focusing this on the inner half of my eye. Oh, I love these brushes. They make everything so quick and easy to blend. Okay, so I have that pink shimmer shade on the inner portion of my eyelids. So let's go in with the silver shade, which is number 2 as I'm calling it, on the outer portion of my eyelid. Do you guys like silver? I guess I shouldn't say silver, but smoky eyes. I just love them, especially when they're more subtle, because you can get away with wearing that kind of look in the office, in my opinion. I'm left-handed, so it's a little bit difficult. So if you see me looking at the monitor, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, looks good. Let's do the other side. So dip back in to the silver shimmer. Okay, that is looking great, very quick and easy. Okay, so next what I would like to do is create some definition on my lash line. And as a fair blonde, I just cannot get away with wearing black eyeliner. So I like to create what I call a faux eyeliner by actually using eyeshadow to do this. So I'm going to use my Colourpop E30 brush. It's just a regular flat eyeliner brush. And I'm going to dip into the deepest shade, which is this one right here. And it is a shimmer, but I think I can get away with that on the lash line. So I'm just gonna dip in right here. Now that one did have a little bit more kickback than the other shades. I'm guessing because it's deeper. And I'm going to start on the inside portion and work my way out. Oh yeah, this is looking great. Definitely creating some more definition to my eye. Well, without the harshness of an actual black eyeliner. I have the most unsteady hands. I think I poke myself in the eye at least 5 times when I do precise eyes. Yeah, that did a great job at creating some definition on the lash line, so let's get the other eye on. So once again, dip back into shade number 6, the deepest shade. It's so hot in Michigan right now. It's probably in the 80s. So my makeup is melting off as quick as I'm applying it. But I am not complaining because where I'm at, we don't have a very long summer. And especially when it's not summer, most of our days are cloudy and overcast. So I'm enjoying the hot weather as much as I can. Okay, so I just finished up with the eyeliner, I guess you could say, on each eye. And I really like this palette so far. Okay, so next I'm going to go back in with this third shade, which was the first shade that we used, and going back in with the Colourpop E29 brush. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this pink shade and apply that to kind of diffuse where there's no shadow to shadow in the crease. This is making me crave a Krispy Kreme donut with that vanilla smell. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I can't get over it. Yeah, very easy to blend. Even the shimmers were as well. Which, as you know, a lot of palettes, sometimes it's the mattes or the shimmers that are equal quality. Or I should say one is better than the other, but I think they are both great quality in this palette. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is use the Colourpop E26 brush. I'm actually going to use this under my lash line, but for right now, I want to put a little bit of shimmer on the brow bone. And I think the silver is going to be a little bit too harsh, so let's go in with shade number 4, that pink shimmer shade, and just put a little bit on our brow bone. On my brows, I actually have the Urban Decay Brow Blade, which is one of my holy grail pens. But the only thing I do notice, and I'm not sure if it's with all of the shades, but I use the shade Cool Cookie. And if you get eyeshadow or any other products in your brows, at the end of the day, you'll notice that they start to turn green. I have no idea why, if that's oxidation or just mixing with the other products. So I'm trying to be careful to not get it too far into my brows, because I really don't want to have Shrek brows at the end of the day. Okay, so that was very easy, quick, just how I like it. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup, and while I do that, I'm going to cut into swatches, and then we will go over the topic of the day. So let's go to that right now. Oh my gosh, you guys, so I just walked outside to do swatches, and look what is on my porch. Ew, something ate or attacked a bird, and I mean, it's everywhere. Oh, that's gross. Sorry, you guys, let's get into swatches now. Okay, so it is swatch time for the Essence Taupe It Up palette, and let me show you what the shades look like in Natural Daylight. So it's matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer, matte, shimmer, so 6 shades. And here are the 6 shades. As you can see, the first and third shade are pretty fair as far as tones go, so I'm not sure how well they're showing up. So this is what it looks like in Natural Daylight. Hopefully that is helpful for you guys. And next, let's cut into the topic of the day. Okay guys, so hopefully those swatches were helpful for you. I did finish up the rest of my makeup. I put some of the gray shade underneath as a faux eyeliner, and then I put the pink shimmery shade on my inner corner. So this is what it's looking like so far. I really like this palette. I like the undertones. The shades were very buttery and easy to blend out. So yeah, so far so good. Okay, so for those who are here for the topic of the day, is the Secure Act affecting your retirement? Well, the answer probably is yes. The Secure Act was passed back when COVID first hit the United States, so unfortunately, a lot of people are not aware of the Secure Act and how it potentially affects them. So I unfortunately in this video can't go over all of the provisions that were passed, but we're just going to touch on a couple of the few that I think you should be aware of. So the first fact that you need to know about the Secure Act is that it affected Rmds. So for those who don't know what Rmds are, for retirement accounts in the United States, the government sets an age where you have to start withdrawing from those accounts. It used to be age 70 and a half, but it actually got bumped up to age 72. So this is extremely important, especially if you're nearing this age. Just so you know, you don't have to start pulling Rmds until age 72 now. So the second fact you need to know about the Secure Act is if you gave birth or had an adoption and you need to make a withdrawal from your retirement account. For those who are under age 59 and a half, typically there are what's called withdrawal penalties from specific accounts if you need to make a withdrawal. So if you are in this situation where you have given birth or adopted a child and you do need to make a withdrawal from your retirement account that is under $5,000, definitely check with your own financial advisor and find out if this is something you could withdraw from without incurring a penalty. So the third and final provision that you need to be aware of with the Secure Act is what's called the stretch provision. So for those that have any sort of retirement account, they're looking to leave those accounts for legacy or for a loved one in the instance you should sadly pass away, then you need to be aware that there is what is called a 10-year stretch provision. So for those that inherit retirement accounts, they now have to spend those accounts within 10 years. This is really important because could you imagine an 18-year-old inheriting $1 million and now they have to spend that entire account within 10 years? This can create a lot of questions and concerns. And it doesn't affect every retirement account, but again, if you do fall into this situation where you are leaving behind a legacy, definitely reach out to your own financial advisor and find out how the Secure Act could and potentially is affecting your retirement. So hopefully those provisions going over the Secure Act were helpful for you. So now let's get back to the video and I will be doing a wear test for about 9 hours. Hi everybody, hopefully that was helpful for you to learn a little bit more about the Secure Act. My makeup has been on now for about 8 hours, and let me tell you what, this Essence Taupe Up palette, I'm going to actually go back to Meijer and get another one. I absolutely love these shades, and I really like the undertones, and I feel like it lasted all day. However, I did notice there is no creasing, and I have to say that normally it would crease any eyeshadow I've tried, but because I use that e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer, I'm telling you what, if you guys have oily eyelids, definitely try that $5 primer. It is unbelievable. As you can see here, I don't think I have really any creasing. And as I mentioned, I went back in with the gray shade under here for an eyeliner, and then I put in a little bit of that pink taupey shade on the inner corner. So this is definitely getting a thumbs up from me. And if you guys could do me a favor, please comment monetary makeup one word in the comment section if you are enjoying this type of content where we talk about finances but also review makeup at the same time. I always say at the end of the day, I'm just a regular person in the finance industry who also loves beauty for oily, dehydrated skin. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And bye guys, we'll see you in my next video. Thanks for stopping by. Bye!